Hello and welcome to May Untangled. My name is Emma Potter and this is my monthly look back at... I'm not sure. That didn't go right. It's May, it's finally May, the wonderful, wonderful month of hawthorn blossom, lilacs, rhododendrons, all things beautiful. I am happy that it is May. How are you? This is May Untangled. It is a beautiful May day. I am filming this a week early because it's half term next week. Bank holiday Monday this weekend, I think. And then half term. So I won't get a chance to film next week because I should probably shut the door, because whilst it's nice, because it's a beautiful day, there's an aeroplane flying overhead, and also they are building a pub at the end of our road, and it's quite noisy. Oh, I'll leave it open for now. So yeah, May. Oh, just the most I've had the most fabulous month. It's a complete change from last month, where I was a bit down. Yeah, I'll be honest, I was a bit down at the end of April. We had workmen in the house. We didn't have a working kitchen. We'd had workmen in the house. They've gone now, and we have a beautiful new kitchen. Well, it's not a brand new kitchen, but we just changed our counters, and you wouldn't believe how much of a difference it makes changing counters. So that's obviously better. The sun has come out and has been quite consistent throughout the whole month of May. So we've had lots of sunshine. The garden looks amazing. I've been doing lots of gardening with Betsy. We've planted sunflower seeds, and for Christmas I got these seed bomb things, and they're just round. They just look like round balls of mud, and I think effectively you're supposed to just throw them into your flower beds and it brings up lots of wildflowers. But I got Betsy to plant all of those into boxes and pots, so she can be in charge of some flowers this year, which I think is quite nice, getting her into gardening early on, because I don't remember gardening when I was younger at all. But to be fair, we did live in flats more often than not. Yeah, we lived in army houses, lots and lots of different army houses, and so because you were moving every 1 or 2 years, you didn't really, my parents didn't really do any gardening. Although now my dad is really into gardening, so yeah, it's been a wonderful, wonderful month. Not just because all of the flowers are out, well, all of my favourite flowers are out, but also because this month I did it. I took the leap from being a full-time knitwear designer to running a spiritual, magical community. I still can't believe it. I launched my Patreon community on the new moon in May, on the 15th of May, and I will link the video here in case you haven't already seen it, and it explains to you about the community and I'm so overwhelmed by how positive the response has been. I think there's 38 of us in the community as at today's date this morning. And the way that it works is Patreon is kind of like Facebook, only you have to pay to get access to it. So you can have a whole community. I think Patreon call it like a membership scheme. You can have a whole community. There's a community board where everybody can post whatever they want to post, pictures, links, comments. There's a main posting board where I post things, usually on a daily basis. And yeah, everyone is so involved already. It's just overwhelming. I was petrified. I was absolutely petrified. And I still am slightly petrified, and there are still some things that I need to do in order to really focus, really get in and focus on this new chapter of my life. I feel in my heart that this is what I was always supposed to do. And I think I just got waylaid with the crochet knitting. I love knitting and crochet. I sit every night on the sofa and knit and crochet still. It just feels so much nicer now that I haven't got any pressure to start, complete or buy yarn for my yarn podcast. And also it feels great because I'm not feeling like I have to design something all the time. So I'm just, to be fair, the two projects that I'm working on at the moment, I've got one knit and one crochet, and they are both designs. I started them before I made the decision to do this full time. But it's just a joy. It's an absolute joy. It's given me that gift back, the gift of finding knitting and crochet joyful, because I wasn't finding it joyful at all. And that made me sad. So I feel like it's been beneficial on so many levels, because it's given me the opportunity to be able to do what I want to do, which is create a safe community for women to express themselves about all things magical and living magically and listening to the whispers. And also because it's released me from the pressure to perform, which I really felt when I was primarily in the knitwear community. Pressure to perform definitely is the way to put it. I changed direction. I've had some amazing support from some people, from some people in the knit and crochet community who I honestly thought that people in that community would just shut the door on me, just, we're not interested in all of your woo-woo. But no, I've had really amazing support from that community, and I'm just so happy. So if you want to get involved, I'll put a link in the show notes and also in the down bar below. And there aren't tiers to my payment system. The cost to join the community is just $2, which is about £1.50 a month, which is great because that's kind of nothing, is it? And yet you can benefit from not only the rewards that I give, Patreon call them rewards. So I produce a weekly Whispers email, which gives you lots of information about the week ahead, and I draw tarot cards for that, sometimes oracle cards, and talk about all sorts of things like the energetic feeling for the week ahead. And I also produce a monthly love letter, which goes really in depth into one particular subject. So you can find out more in the video, or you can just head on over to the community and have a look. And I just want to say thank you to all of the people who have so far joined what I am calling the Untangled tribe. I've got a really sniffy nose. I don't know why I've got a sniffy nose. Maybe it's because I've just opened the door and I've got a bit of hay fever or something going on. I don't know. So alongside that changing of the guard, I have a new Instagram account which is called Untangled Tribe, and that is now my primary Instagram account. I still have the Potter and Bloom Instagram account, and in fact my Patreon page is patreon.com/Potter and Bloom, and my blog will still be at potterandbloom.com. So, you know, I still am Potter and Bloom, but I'm just going off in a different direction. That makes me quite happy. I'm not sure if you can tell. What am I going to talk to you about today? So today I am going to talk to you a little bit about something free and amazing. I'm going to talk about crystals a little bit because I have got a new crystal ring, which is rather delicious. And I'm going to talk about hawthorn blossom. So the exciting free thing I'm going to talk to you about today is run by a man called Mike Dooley. I'm not sure if you've heard of him before. He has a website called tut.com, T-U-T. And I first found out about Mike Dooley. He has a book that sounds terribly morbid, but is actually one of the most uplifting books I've ever read, and it's called The Top 10 Things Dead People Want to Tell You. I know. It's quite a shocking title, but honestly, an amazing book. So I highly recommend that. As an aside to the other thing that he does that is free and rather amazing. So I'd got this book and I was reading it, and around about the same time, as these things do, I was watching another podcast, and the girl was talking about getting her daily email from the universe. And I was thinking, oh, she gets a daily email from the universe. I want a daily email from the universe. And when I went looking to find out where she'd got these from, it was the same guy, Mike Dooley. So yeah, you go to tut.com and there's a big banner along the bottom to sign up for these notes from the universe, they're called. And I think there's 750,000 people already receiving them on a daily basis. And you just put in a few details. I think you put in your name, maybe your age and where you're from. I don't even know if they need your age, but it also asks you what your ultimate goal is. And it's quite nice because then the emails are a little bit personalised. My ultimate goal is to own a house in the south of France. And I talk about this quite a lot. I pester Darren about it quite a lot because I would happily move to the south of France now. I would happily move to the south of France now, maybe buy a gîte business or something like that. I mean, I would love it, but Darren has quite a fabulous job and it's very UK based. He wouldn't be able to do it. He wouldn't be able to work from home, and he wouldn't really be able to do it from the south of France. So yeah, but anyway, that's still my goal and it's still going to happen. And for some reason my goal also involves owning chickens. I don't know why. I think it was because we went on holiday once to France and one of the places that we stayed at had chickens and they were just gorgeous. And have you seen that video of that girl getting dropped off by the school bus at the end of a lane and her chicken runs to greet her every day? I just think chickens are awesome. I divulge. No, I don't divulge. I digress. I am going to divulge something though. Notes from the universe. So basically, you put all of your you put all of your details in, and every day you get an email from the universe. And they say different things every day, and sometimes they're quite long and sometimes they're quite funny, and they're always amazing. They always make me smile. They always reconnect me a little bit. I used to get them before I ate my breakfast, and now I don't get them till a bit later in the day, so I don't know if we're just on funny time, like summertime has knocked them all out of order, but I love them. They bring me right back into where I need to be. So this is an example. There isn't a moment in any day, Emma, when someone somewhere isn't better off because of something you've done. And no matter what you do or don't do with the rest of your life, you cannot now comprehend the amounts of love, joy and personal assistance that are already being pressed out to you in gratitude. Must be nice, from the universe. So they're just, I mean, they're beautiful. You will love them. And sometimes they have little notes at the bottom. So you'll get your main note from the universe, and then he'll have a little bit of sales blurb. He travels around a lot and does lots of talking. He travels around a lot and does lots of talking. That's his job. And then right at the bottom, there'll always be like a little note to you. And yesterday says, please, Emma, think as highly of yourself as you possibly can, because no matter how high that is, you will still undershoot the truth. I could kiss this man if I met him. It's an absolutely beautiful idea. Well thought out. Well, it's just so well done. I think everybody should get a note from the universe every single day. Just picturing people picking up their phone when the email pings in and just being filled with joy. Although I have to tell you, I turned off my email notifications on my phone, and that's made me a lot happier. So, Mike Dooley, Notes from the Universe, you will love, absolutely free. Go sign up now. And the top 10 things dead people want to tell you. I know it sounds like I'm leading you down a dark path, but honestly, such a beautiful book. In fact, I've read it twice. That's how beautiful it is. So I got a new ring. I've wanted a ring for this finger for the longest time. It had to be a crystal, and it had to fit on this finger. It had to be gold, and it had to fit on this finger. And I don't think that I have got particularly massive hands or massive fingers, but my ring, I think my ring fingers are a size P, and most shops only go up to a size P. So it took me a really long time to find a ring. I think that this is a R. It might be an R. Yeah, and it fits. I was just so delighted. This ring is just everything. The stone is labradorite. Labradorite. It sounds weird saying that, doesn't it? The reason that it's called labradorite is because it was first found in Labrador in Canada. And it really makes me smile that it's called that. And it's a fabulous stone. It just looks black or dark, but actually it's got blues, and when the light catches it, it's so pretty. It's just got beautiful blues through it, and the healing properties of this stone are amazing. It is a stone that is used for bringing you into the present moment, enabling you to be here now and step away from old and potentially toxic environments. It is a stone that helps you with your intuition and supports you and protects you. So it's kind of a big deal. I am madly into crystals. I don't think we've really talked about crystals all that much, but somebody in the community had asked about crystals, and this is my favourite crystal book. It's just called Crystals, and it is by Julia Van Doren, and she is Goldie Rocks on Instagram. I think my friend Victoria told me about this book. You can just get it on Amazon. I will put the link in the show notes, which are linked below and on my website. But it talks all about crystals, what you can do with crystals, how you can use them, and then it has a detailed description of sort of the main crystals. I won't say all the crystals because you know, potentially they aren't all in here. So Labradorite is here, and it's just nice because it talks about where they come from, it talks about their magic, but then it also talks about their, you know, more practical things, like whilst it was discovered in Labrador, most Labradorite now comes from Madagascar, but yet that there is a special kind that has a more pinky tone that comes from Finland. I kind of like geeking out on information like that. I love crystals, but I also like to know all of that kind of information as well. So yeah, this is a fabulous book. If you are new to crystals, or if you just love crystals and you want to have a nice guidebook, it's beautifully, you know, it's beautifully designed, and the Goldie Rocks Instagram account is beautiful as well. But it talks about where you can put them in your home, which I love, how you can use them at work, how you can use them for wellness, gifts, rituals. I mean, it is a beautiful book. She's got a quote from Roald Dahl in here. And above all, watch with glittering eyes the whole world around you, because the greatest secrets are always hidden in the most unlikely places. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it. Oh, gosh, that makes me go squeezy up inside. Squeezy up inside. I have just done a video on the Messenger Oracle, and I will link that here if you haven't seen it already. And I am going to now do my monthly Merkaba box as a separate video as well, so I won't talk about that in this video. The Merkaba box this month for May was awesome as well, so I will maybe film that today actually. It sounds like I live in the Bronx, doesn't it? Not the home counties. Do I live in the home counties? I don't know if Berkshire is in the home counties. I do know that Harry and Meghan got married just up the road from my house on Saturday, and yes, I have to say that Windsor looked rather fabulous on the telly. Although it was a beautiful day, and I think anywhere would have looked rather fabulous on the telly, to be honest. I have to talk to you about hawthorn. I'm obsessed with hawthorn. I don't know if it's the same where you live. Obviously, I'm quite conscious that I'm very Northern Hemisphere biased. I do apologise if you're in the Southern Hemisphere and you're heading towards winter. But hawthorn blossom, really, for me, it's the beginning of our warm and sunny season here in the UK. And I can't express to you enough how overwhelming the smell is, especially if you live in somewhere very woody or foresty like I do. There, pretty much every park I walk Tilly in is filled with hawthorn trees, or all the way around. So you walk into the park and the smell just hits you, and it's this really clean, beautiful smell. It's really difficult to describe. If somebody could create a perfume of it, that would be fabulous. Not only does it smell amazing, but the flowers are just so pretty. Some of the flowers have pink pollen, and I could stand there with this stupid look on my face just looking at pink pollen all day. But yeah, it's also known as May. Lots of older people call hawthorn May or May tree, and it is considered to be a fairy tree and thus protected. Not officially, but unofficially, it is very unlucky to cut down a hawthorn tree, and there are stories about construction crews going around hawthorn trees because people have cut hawthorn trees down, and there's been serious bad luck. It's not even good luck to bring the blossom into your house, which is a bit of a shame because it smells so good. I think that May in England, you sort of get the lilac blooming at the beginning, and that also has a very heady scent. And then you have lilac and hawthorn, and then the rhododendrons come out. And I live near a park that basically has the most amazing selection of rhododendrons and azaleas, and all of the colours are just so amazing. This time of year is just incredible. Such good vibes. I think the flowers give off good vibes, and the sunshine just makes everybody happy. Yeah, I'm certainly a lot happier than I was in last month's video. A couple of other things to mention. Sarah Blondin has now got a meditation course on Insight Timer. Insight Timer, amazingly, and good for them, have now got a courses section, and you can do a 10-day meditation course. There's lots of different ones, but obviously the one that I'm interested in is Sarah's because I love her. And I think it's $4.99. Happily pay $4.99 for a 10-day course with her. My friend Chrissy texted me, you need to know about this right away. So, do you know one of the things that's so joyful about doing this Untangled podcast and also having the change in direction is that you find out who else is into crystals and oracle cards and angels and fairies and nature and all the wonderful things. And that's been so important. I get texts from Chrissy and Victoria now telling me about, or somebody in the community posted about the Universe Has Your Back deck, oracle deck, and they basically posted to say that it was £3.74. And I think sometimes Amazon, for one night or one day, they'll completely drop out the price on something, because by the time I told Victoria and she'd gone on to buy it, it wasn't £3.74 anymore. It had gone back up. But it's nice. It's a nice feeling to be able to share all of this with you and to make some new friends. It is also Jill Edwards' birthday tomorrow. It would have been Jill Edwards' birthday. Lovely lady. Hugely inspiring. And I wish she was still here. But I think that's about everything for May. I'm just so giddy with excitement. I hope that you've all had a wonderful time. There's a full moon. I'm not sure when I will upload this, probably on the last day of May, but the full moon's on the 29th and the full moon is in Sagittarius. I also will be talking quite a lot in detail in the community about Uranus moving into Taurus and what a big deal that is, because it's going to be there for 7 years, I think. And the reason why everybody is a bit sort of jumpy about it is that Uranus is fiery, sparky, action orientated, and it's been in Aries for the past 7 years, preceding the middle of this month when it moved into Uranus. And Aries and Uranus kind of go together really well, but Uranus and Taurus are polar opposites. Taurus energy is all about steadfastness, staying at home, grounding, and it's just interesting the interplay between the two energies. I think we're going to have an exciting, interesting, actually maybe more than exciting, 7-year cycle. Somebody once told me that everything goes in a 7-year cycle, and I think when I look back on my life I can see that. And that's a magpie. A magpie has started hanging out in my garden. I don't know what he's after, because I don't really like them. I will tell you that me and magpies are not best friends. Right, that's it from me. I'm going to go and hang the washing on the line. I hope that you have a fabulous, fabulous June. And I will see you at the end of next month.
A seed? Yes, it's one of the things